Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my reading wrap up for the month of July 2020. If you're interested in seeing what I read this month, stay tuned. Make sure that you like this video. Drop a comment in the comment section below and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you also press the little bell thing so that you can get notifications when I do uploads. I try to upload every Sunday and Wednesday. Yeah, that sounds like good days to say that I upload videos. I actually completed 6 books this month, and so I will go through all of those, and at the end I'll tell you about some of the books that I've actually been reading but have not actually finished yet. I picked up some great books from my local bookstore and also my local library this month. My local library actually started doing curbside pickup, so I put like 27 books on hold. But if your local library has curbside pickup, I would definitely encourage you to take advantage of that if you have the time and really want to just pick up some good books to read while the world is figuring itself out. But I'm going to start with what I first picked up this month and then just lead on through to even the book that I just finished a few minutes before actually recording this video. I started this month with Felix Ever After. If you haven't already seen my review of this book, check it out. I talk about transphobia in the queer community and also some of the things I liked and disliked about this novel, mainly what I liked. But Felix Ever After is about a trans teenager named Felix. They're trying to figure themselves out, usual teenage stuff, falling in love, all of that complicated stuff, while also dealing with things that queer and trans people deal with, people not being fully accepting of who you are, including your parental figures. It's just a journey. It's a journey. And I definitely would encourage everybody to pick this up. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, not only because I think that this book teaches you a lot, but also because it's just a damn good book. After I finished Felix Ever After, I was kind of like, what in the world should I read next? But I did have Native Son by Richard Wright on my bookshelf, and I plan on actually teaching this in the upcoming school year with my African American Lit class. And so I was just like, I might as well just read it and annotate. I'm not that big on annotating. I try to tell my students to annotate all the time, but it's not something that I do unless it's something academic. I took this time and I was like really annotating it up. I really do not like underlining and highlighting in books, so I chose to use sticky notes. I took this time to sort of like reflect on different things that I was reading, ask questions to the text, and record just my thoughts while I was going through this phenomenal book. After I finished Native Son by Richard Wright, I was still in like this almost like historical fiction sort of place where I just really wanted to read about Black people and the lives of Black people in the past and just things that sort of reflected on things like race, gender, and class. So after I finished Native Son by Richard Wright, I didn't know what I was going to read next, but I was kind of still in like this sort of like historical fiction sort of place where I just wanted to read about the lives of Black people, which is my mood a lot. And so I had picked up In West Mills by Deshaun Charles Winslow from my local independent bookstore, and I was like, I might as well just read this. It looks good. And so I did, and In West Mills is about a woman named Knot. She just wants to live her life. And she has a neighbor named Otis Lee who she's very close friends with, and they sort of like play off of each other. He is the responsible one, while Knot is kind of just like the one who just wants to go out, she wants to drink her liquor, she wants to live her life. And so they end up sort of experiencing their lives with each other as friends and sort of going through life and making mistakes and dealing with children and, you know, all of the things that come with growing up. They both have like family secrets that begin to come out. And it's a really great just novel to just sit back and just read and enjoy the drama and the emotions and all of that comes with the book. And so I absolutely loved In West Mills. So definitely pick it up and also check out my full review for more of my thoughts. I was like, I'm in the mood for something a little bit different. And so I read Bird Box. If you missed the Bird Box wave, like the end of 2018 going into 2019, you really missed out. This movie was like everywhere. People couldn't stop talking about Bird Box. After I watched Bird Box, of course, I had to do my Googles and stuff to figure out, you know, like more details about it. And I found out that it was actually based on a book. And we all know that books are better than the movies. So I realized that I had to pick up the book because I actually really enjoyed the movie. This book shook me up. But honestly, Bird Box, it had me double checking the locks in my apartment and scanning my bedroom with a flashlight before I went to sleep. So the main character, Mallory, she is sort of like living through this almost like pandemic. There's like this force outside. Anybody that comes in contact with it and sees this thing kills themselves. So people start realizing that they need to cover up their eyes so that they do not see this force, this thing. What the author Josh Malerman has this task of doing is describing a world where you cannot see anything. And he's like so incredibly successful at it. I definitely would recommend this as like a late night read. Just like grab a glass of something and read it late at night and you will scare yourself shitless. Trust me. So I've been talking about reading this book forever and I finally picked it up. I included this in my pandemic book haul, which you should check out. And I feel like it's very rare that a sequel completely lives up to its predecessor, but this does in so many ways. It goes beyond the first novel in the Children of Blood and Bone series. Children of Virtue and Vengeance it hits different. I finished this novel in tears. One thing that I really admire about this book is Tony Adeyemi does not feel like this pressure to like give you the happy ending that you really searched for. And it hurt my heart. The last 100 pages of this book really hurt my heart. But I can't even blame her because she is pushing the series forward. I can't wait for the next book in this series. The cliffhanger that you're left with, is worse than the one in Children of Blood and Bone. Like, it just really claws at you. I haven't had like this longing for the next book to come out since like the Harry Potter days, to be honest. And I love this book so much. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I very rarely give something 5 out of 5 stars. So 4 out of 5, it's top tier for me. I definitely would encourage anybody that really enjoys YA lit for this, but it's YA lit with some spice. It's not like young teen girl falling in love and getting her heart broken. It's a lot deeper. It has some seasoning to it, some Lorries, any other non-Goya seasonings that you use to really give something that depth of flavor. This is what this book has. And I would definitely recommend it for everybody. And then the last book that I finished right before I started recording this video, Kindred by Octavia Butler. So, don't yell at me, but I never read Kindred. And this is a book that I've seen people talk about for years. Octavia Butler was a Black woman who wrote science fiction. And it's not a genre where you see a lot of visible Black authors, but Octavia Butler really was a pioneer in terms of her writing. And I've always heard about her and I've seen people talk about her and I've seen nothing but praise for Octavia Butler. And so I was looking to read more and more books. I was like, I have to finally read Kindred. This book blew me away, but you won't regret reading Kindred if you pick it up. So I just found out that Beloved, Jazz, and Paradise by Toni Morrison actually form a trilogy on African American history. And I picked up Paradise also, and I had started reading Paradise before Jazz, but something told me to stop reading Paradise and actually like pick up Jazz because I was almost like a little bit confused. And when I did a little bit of research and found out that these books sort of go in order, I knew that I made the right decision to like stop even trying to go through Paradise and start with Jazz first. I read Beloved earlier this year. I don't think that there's ever been a book that has been written that can even compare to Beloved. But I'm currently on page 55 of jazz. The style that it's written in is so interesting. It's really written like a jazz song. It sort of has like this very like free flowing structure, and the characters play off of each other. And it seems like it almost has like improvisation at certain points. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And I love jazz music. So to read a book that is sort of inspired by jazz music, it's something that you know that you would only get from Toni Morrison. And the second book that I'm sort of working my way through, which one day I'll just sit down and I'll just read the whole thing probably, is Gorilla My Love. Because my mother just keeps some great books. Some classic African-American literature, and I never really took the time to read them when I was younger, and so I think that right now is the best time to sort of like pick them up. And so I borrowed this from my mom. I will definitely finish this book very soon, and I'll let everybody know what I think. So Gorilla My Love. So that is what I read this month, and also some of the books that I have started but haven't finished during the month of July. In the comment section below, let me know. Like, I really, really want to know, what have you been reading this month? Are there any books that you're looking forward to read in the upcoming months? Make sure that you thumbs up this video, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and press the little bell make sure that you thumbs up this video, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Always remember that you are loved.